For 29th, 2024 Nuisance Abatement Board is in session. Madam Court Reporter, if you would please call roll.
Absolutely. Mr. Lindsay.
Present.
Mr. Kemper.
Present.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
And Chair Slock.
Present. We have a quorum. And if everybody would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Joyce had sent out the minutes of July, since we have nothing in August for a vacation. You know if there's any additions, deletions, or corrections. If not, may I have a motion to approve? So move. Second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Okay, the minutes of July 11th, 2024 have been approved. Is there anybody who's going to be speaking? Can you please stand and raise your right hand?
Did you say stand?
Stand, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth? When you speak, please say your name and spell it for the court. We appreciate that. Thank you. You may be seated. Okay, first we have.
Rainbow first.
Sure.
101 Southwest 31st.
We are calling case number.
Rainbow, yeah, it's here.
We are calling case number 240302, 101 Southwest 31st Avenue, Rainbow Market. Detective.
All right, so for you today, this month's status here, calls of service since July. Only 7 calls, which is very good. Few trespassing, which is good. That means you guys are calling. We went there and saw you. There's still staying 3 or 4 people that keep coming down there. I'm not getting discredited for it because they're always on the other side of the shop, on the whole other side of the plaza, and they're kind of just huddled by the garbage, getting a shake. There's 2 or 3 of them. I talked to Lieutenant. They were going out there. They're going to do sweeps and stuff. I know they arrested a girl more recently, which I think was that the one female that's over there. But the store was clean. All the parking signs were up. Were perfect. Property was super clean. Everything was good. Totally in compliance. Just got a few pictures on the side too. Now the other business is open too, a little side business. So, like we spoke about, they're claiming that they're there for the restaurant. And it is what it is. Like I said, the front of the actual Rainbow store itself, super clean. Right. Everything compliant. They got nice toys there now that we commend them on. But that's it. Everything else is up to par. And October 10th will be the next status hearing for you guys.
Do you have any questions? Well, thank you for your continued progress. It looks great, and we're very happy with that, as I'm sure you are as well. Thank you. Call me over on this. Did you want to do speeds next, or we go to
what store you guys from? The Hampton to okay. Sam's not coming? Okay, perfect.
Is anybody here from Speedies?
No.
Okay. Well, we will defer that one then for now. Okay, we'll go ahead on to case number 24-07-03, 2656 East Open Park Boulevard, which is Star America, and this is an evidentiary detective.
All right, Store America's 24-hour convenience store located at 2656 East Oakland. It's got it's got 3 parking areas. It's got up front parking lot there. It's got the whole west side. It's got a lot of spots, and also wraps around to the back side there where the trash can is. Show their property lines. So that's their property line. All around the store, and it comes back and it butts up against the club on one side, and there's a laundromat on the other side. Calls for service since January 1st is 169 calls. Yeah, low high call volume. There's an armed robbery, 2 assaults, some fights. There's a regular robbery, 4 narcotics calls, an overdose, and another medical unconscious call. So there's an array of different kind of calls. 23 trespassing calls, which means you guys in the store are actually calling for trespassers, which is good. That's what we want you guys doing. There's 3 qualifying incidents that put you for jurisdiction for nuisance abatement. They got somebody on your property with a warrant, with active warrant, and she also was in possession of narcotics, things all flopping and Molly. I don't know if there are different types of narcotics. A possession of crack cocaine, also on your property, and delivery of crack cocaine. So those are your 3 qualifiers that why you brought it under jurisdiction. I'm going to read a couple reports for you guys, incidents that happened there on the property. So one of them is let's see, this was on June 22nd, 2024. 2 officers conducted a property check, and because obviously we get a lot of calls from the neighborhood or whoever about your property. People hanging out, people on the property, people just sitting, camping out on the backside of it. I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of all that. But due to the complaints, somebody called and the police went out there and started talking to some people on the property. Upon arrival, they made contact with the defendant who was sitting in the back of the business along with 2 other subjects. While speaking with the subject on the ground, one of the officers grabbed a cigarette box that was right next to him. Long story short, there was drugs in it. They claimed that it was theirs. He was ultimately arrested for crack cocaine on that one. That was one of the qualifiers. Another one is on 6/8. Officer was dispatched at your location in reference to another narcotics complaint. Somebody called advised there was a vehicle in the front parking lot of White Lincoln, and it was selling narcotics for several hours. So I'm guessing one of you guys called somebody in the store that the car was sitting there. The caller advised that the vehicle had been there for several hours. So prior to the call being placed, the other officers already had been in the parking lot around there and noticed that the car was there. He had observed that there were several individuals inside the car sitting for the period of time. The officers made contact with the sole occupant, who was the female. Once they confirmed her identity, they did check on her, and she had a warrant. They arrested her for the warrant in the car, and she was also in possession of drugs. That was the second qualifier. I'm just making a long story short, so I can read it to you for 10 minutes. Third one is, this is a good one. So over the last several months, the narcotics squad and Fort Lauderdale Police Department received several crime stoppers and tips for that location about narcotic sales. On 7/18, our drug enforcement vice, which does narcotics in Fort Lauderdale Police Department, headed up an operation to attempt to do a narcotic buy on the property. So we sent out a confidential informant into the area. He was given $20 to buy crack cocaine. He went out to the property. He was flagged down by somebody who was standing out front of the store. Brought him inside the store, got his money, went to the bathroom, met with somebody who was inside of your store in the bathroom, gave him the money, whoever's in the bathroom gave him drugs, brought back to our confidential informant, sold the drugs. While we were staying there, we saw somebody else on scene. That same person, that broker, if you want to call him, got another $20 from our informant, made a phone call, had somebody come and deliver drugs to the property again. So within 30 minutes, we got 2 delivery of crack cocaine on the property. So those are your qualifiers right there, the drug possessions. That's why we're here today. Let's see, on Tuesday, July 16th, approximately 1:30 in the morning, I was dispatched to the 24-hour market. Somebody had called and reported that his wallet had been stolen. Police set up a perimeter with K9. According to the victim, he was standing outside Star America when he was jumped by 2 homeless subjects. The victim reported that he woke up on the ground and realized somebody had taken his wallet or it had his rear pocket. The victim suffered a bloody lip along with some lacerations to the face. They ultimately found the guy a block away who did it, and he was right in the parking lot of the store. Let's see, this was on February 15th. Officers responded to your location in reference to robbery that just occurred. So this happened. I don't know if you guys know, were you at the store? Robbery happened to the cashier inside the one of your cashiers?
Inside or outside?
Yes,
Yeah,
inside.
inside, yes.
Okay, the guy that had said he had a gun or knife on him. He brought him out of the counter and they robbed him. They took the money from the register. Okay, so you guys don't know about that one. Okay, so they had a guy come in there and took the cashier away from the cashier, little booth that he has, held him at gunpoint or threatened he had a gunpoint. Guy gave him the cash, so I'm robbery there. So several different things are happening there. Narcotics is not the only thing. So just to let you guys on a couple of things. Some photos we'll put up there for you guys. That's in front of the business, which runs along Open Park. It's clean out there. So my big thing is, which I'm going to push for, is having people not on the property. There's so many calls. You have a baby right there, and you have a nice neighborhood right behind it. There's a church that feeds all the time. So it's a quick walk right there to that parking lot. I do get it, I understand, but they're actually camping out. I've been there several times when there's guys using drugs, hanging out in front of the store, inside. This was just yesterday morning. There's a female that was sitting there. The guy in front really didn't tell her to leave, didn't mind if she walked in the store, didn't buy anything, kind of lurked around and went back out there. Like that's the kind of stuff that people don't want to see when they're coming in to buy stuff. She definitely was homeless. She was actually a little whacked out of her mind. But I've been there myself several times and seen crowds back there. We used to park the U-Hauls in the back. There's people camping out back there. Some more pictures. I know you guys rent U-Hauls, right?
Yes.
Okay. Front of the store is pretty clean. You guys have good parking signs inside the store. It looks like a head shop in there. You guys have an unbelievable amount of narcotic paraphernalia. I know you guys are selling it as tobacco stuff, but you have pipes that people smoke crack with and smoke. No,
I have no idea. We know that this is called tobacco pipe.
I'm going to read my recommendations in a second, but there's a lot of stuff that, through my recommendations, that I want removed from the store. That's
When do we get to respond?
I'm going to read recommendations. You guys me told everything. I'll actually get to that. Like these pipes, it's very excessive. The whole wall there, you guys have like a simple wall of just pipes and grinders and paraphernalia. But while she does this, I'll go on to the recommendations. I'll get right to that. So I read these are just recommendations. I read them to the board. After I read it to the board, you guys discuss everything, what they think is appropriate, what's not. So first thing is the owner will maintain a trespass affidavit on file with the police department and have posted authorized no trespassing signs on all sides of the property within 7 days. Pretty sure you guys already have no trespassing signs.
We have a sign.
Yeah, okay. We'll give you some more. Just want a couple front, back, side, back by the back door where people sit out by the trash can. The owner will ensure that no person is loitering in the parking lot, on the sidewalks, within all areas of the property, as well as inside the store during business hours. Now, people would come back and say, hey, they don't hang out in the store. They do, because it's proof. Like I said, we sent an informant out there and they actually bought drugs inside the store in the bathroom, which means, yeah, it happened. So whether or not the guy bought some or was using the bathroom, he was in there for a period of time. That stuff can't happen. You know what I mean? You gotta be a little more vigilant, more observant to see who's hanging out, who's not. You're not spending money, you're not a customer. But
Is this loitering in the store only or the whole property also outside?
so their main points, this is the parking lot looking from the back towards Oakland on the right, and the front one is towards Oakland to the back. So they have a lot of parking.
Yeah.
So they hang out by these bushes right here. They loiter, they hang out. If they can find, I've seen them, the U-Haul used to be parked on the other side. They get 3 or 4 behind the U-Haul and kind of hang out there, which you would see it, you know.
I'm very familiar with the area.
Okay, good. Behind, by the trash can, by the back door, we've seen them back there also. And this come from me, and I've been there myself to see it. So, like I said, this kind of thing we do recommend or we kind of suggest, but it goes both ways. I know some stores don't have money to pay for security guard or police detail. That's why I recommend it, because with the robberies, with the fights and stuff that's happened there, wouldn't happen with a security guard or a diesel officer. Same with trespassers. Those guys do around, they make sure nobody's in a property. Sometimes we say, hey, do it for a month. If it doesn't work, I get it. Or if it does work, okay, we'll let it ride. Maybe they won't come back, they do again, then you start it back up. But that's for you guys to discuss after with the board. I have here, I know your hours, but the owner will report the current hours of business within 7 days to us, but we know it's 24 hours, correct? Okay. The owner will provide a copy of all the business, operating, liquor, and related license within 7 days to us. So all your liquor license, everything you have, you need all that. The owner will laminate and clearly display within 7 days, and for the duration of the jurisdiction, signs measuring 16 by 20 state that the property is under the jurisdiction of the Nuisance Abatement Board and is being monitored by the Florida Police Department. The signs will be placed on each side of the front door, as well as the interior counter area and the north side parking lot. Placement will ultimately be directed by the investigative detective. These are the signs.
What's the purpose of that?
And still let people know and officers and the public that you're under our jurisdiction, that you have under our jurisdiction. And I'm sure you can, this is our attorney, you can get into that.
It's actually helpful to you because then you can say, to people who are loitering, you can say, you gotta get out of here because you're under the jurisdiction.
Yeah.
You'll get all this in the form of a legal document, in form of an order. You'll get all of these, so you don't have.
Right. I mean, I just have a few questions.
And I'll, like I said, when it's all done, we're gonna come up with, I'm gonna come out there. Like, it's not like, hey, tomorrow, let's do this.
No. I just have some questions for you as a.
Have some couple of questions, absolutely.
Like I said, whatever you come up with, I'll come out there and we deal with it after. We keep it so properly. Within 30 days, the owner will install and maintain a minimum of 1 exterior surveillance video camera on each side of the property, including back, and 1 interior surveillance camera capturing the entry and exit of the business as well as the counter area, and 1 interior camera that will be focused on the cashier and cash register, which will be monitored and record the activity and transaction. The cameras will be maintained according to all Fort Lauderdale city code requirements. The exterior video cameras will be mounted and positioned in strategic locations to ensure that all activity and on the property is monitored and recorded. The surveillance will be made available to the Fort Lauderdale Police Department during all business hours and can be used for any purpose they desire relevant. Placement will ultimately be directed by investigative detective, which is me, obviously. I've been there. You guys said about a very good camera system. There's a couple of views that you don't have that I'll suggest. I would suggest 1 camera that's you don't have the whole parking lot. You don't have one that faces like out. You have one that does the corner a little bit, but not the whole parking lot. Which
I have one is cover whole parking lot. And I can show you. I have it.
we were just there. I remember there was nothing. Even the guy behind the counter said no.
No, I can show you. Yeah, You can see the light right now.
Okay, that would be great. And one to cover your back door.
Back door, yeah, one is back.
You have it, it's covered by the awning. It doesn't get your back door.
You have to put in on the side.
Something just to get that back door, because the guy with the cigarette box was arrested hanging out right there by that back door. You're not gonna see him unless he's on camera.
Yes, can you come in?
There you go.
So one camera is covered almost.
No, that's the way I saw it. It only gets like this, something over here. It gets the whole picture on it right now.
Put more 4 or 5.
Like I said, I would ask two more cameras that would cover a little bit more. The owner will maintain all the exterior security lighting on all sides, including the back of the building and the back door according to all CFO code requirements, and will be illuminated from dusk to dawn. I'm gonna suggest that the dumpster you have back there, will be secured and locked during all non-business hours. Because I've seen bums go in there and they have to step the gate, and they urinate, they go in those dumpsters back there.
Did you just say during non-business hours?
Non-business hours,
They're open 24/7.
I get it, and that's another one of my requests is gonna be to change hours. The owner will remove any narcotic paraphernalia being sold from the store immediately. This includes, but not limited to, any glass room stems, rolling papers, brassos, chore boys, glass pipes, smoking instruments, scales, weed grinders, small clear plastic bags, all CBD items that contain CBD and THC-like items. These items will be removed, will be specified by me when I come out there. Like I said, I'll come out there, but I want the majority of them gone. To me, it's not bringing the right clientele that you want. And it's very easy for guys using drugs that are in your parking lot, that need a crack pipe, that need a meth pipe, to walk in your store and buy them. They're sitting right there on the counter. Like I said, I'm just giving you my thing. So there's an array of all kinds of narcotic paraphernalia, and one of the biggest things right now that we've had is narcotic stuff that's happening on the property. Do you want to show me the photos now, Joyce?
I can't.
No.
Technical challenges. I did go through the road.
So I'll go right to 10. My next objection is right now the store is open 24 hours a day. I'm going to request that it's only be open between the hours of 7 a.m. and midnight, still 7 days a week. To me, I've been there late night. I know some of the calls happen after hours. I've been there late night, and there's been tons of people on the property. In the back, sometimes you don't see them or what, but a lot of stuff happens. Even though people don't call, the stuff is happening there. Like the complaints come in, the calls come in after hours, but just because you're not getting calls doesn't mean stuff isn't happening after hours. And my thing is, 7 to 12, I think it's pretty fair. After 12, what kind of customers are you going to be having anyways that are going to be quality people? Late night is when most people are out there. They know there's less people around, less cops around. And that's when I think the abundance of trespassing and the complaints that people drive by from those neighborhoods see people hanging out. That's what's happening. The owner will maintain the property free of any debris and trash. You guys don't have that property. The store is pretty clean. The owner will remove any large window signs, coolers, or shelving to block your entry view into the store. Not a big deal. Like if you have stuff covered, we'll go out there. You might be fine with that. Just if a cop pulls up and you got a guy pulled up for you inside, the cop doesn't need to not see him. He needs to see in the store which signs and coolers are going to block all that. Okay. The owner will install a minimum of 2 15-minute parking signs that read Star America parking only at all parking spots. Place will be directed by me. I know you have some signs on the wall that give a tow-away zone, and you have only Star America parking, right? Something with the 15-minute parking, like I just read you, the car that was there for several hours. You might not even see it. It might be back. Again, you might not notice it, but at least you give the right to call tow. So 15-minute parking is there longer, call tow the car. I had,
Did you say that car was in the front of the store,
no, on the side, in the main part.
the main part?
Actually, we have nothing to have is out front.
That's your jurisdiction.
Everything's
That's the
been,
city's jurisdiction.
everything's been on the side. They already know where everybody hangs out, and in the back, and the back little corner back there. So I talked to, I know we went there the other morning, and there's a lot of cars parked in your lot. There were no customers. So I guess you guys know, if you guys have agreements with the laundromat guy.
Not laundromat, it's from the
Dry
house.
Huh?
That house next to the house.
So the dry cleaner guy came out the side. He said, hey, you guys have an agreement that he can park there. His employees all can park in the parking lot.
The cleaners?
Yes, I told them.
Because the dry cleaners come to the
Because
back.
next door, I told them that your employee can park. That's, I told them.
Yeah, yeah. So there was, what I'm saying is, there's cars parked there. There was 6 or 7 or 8.
Right.
Cars. Right. So he said about till 2 o'clock. But you're good with that? You guys are fine with that? Okay. So at night, when there's cars there should be no cars, correct? Okay. So that's when you guys call trespassing or whoever he wants.
Only one.
So the owner will conduct property checks at the location not less than once weekly and email the investigating detective, which would be myself and Joyce, just to advise on the status on the compliance of each item in the order and any nuisance-related activity that you guys see on the property. Any trespassing or any other concerns. So at the end of the week, every Friday, just walk around or whatever, do some checks, do this, send some pictures of stuff. That's everybody's got to do that every week. This should include photos of location at the time of inspection. So a little report and some photos. Just say, hey, look, the back's clean, the front's clean, the side's clean. There's no cars hanging out. This inspection shall occur during daytime and nighttime hours. So I'll just do a bunch of checks at 7 in the morning. You know what I mean? So do it all the times. The rest is pretty cut and paste. The investigative cost total a dollar amount of $1,349. If the owner is assessed 50% of this amount, and the investigative cost will equal $669.25. This cost is to be paid prior to the January Nuisance Abatement Board meeting, which is October 2024. If no meeting occurs in October, then prior to the next scheduled Nuisance Abatement Board meeting, the board will waive the remaining balance of the investigative cost if the owner complies with board order within the specified timeframes. If the owner fails to comply within the specified timeframes, the remaining 50% of the investigative costs will be assessed. If any of the above listed items are not complied with within the timeframe set forth, a fine of $250 a day per item, not to exceed $250 a day, will be imposed for each of the non-compliance activities that's happened. So as long as you comply, you're good. If you continue to not comply, we can impose $250 a day until you fix the problem, right? The owner will appear before the Nuisance Abatement Board on October 10th, 2024. Nuisance Abatement Board meeting for a status hearing and all subsequent Nuisance Abatement Board meetings for the duration of the jurisdiction. Nuisance Abatement Board will retain jurisdiction over the property for a period of 1 year. That being said, you guys can discuss and whatever document, I'll come next week and see you. We'll go over everything. So that's my recommendation.
Besides the laundromat that is to your west, is that club is that open or is it vacant?
Club's open.
Wait, so
Club is open. You have vape shop that is open 24 hours selling the same type of paraphernalia that they are. So all you're going to do is send them 2 doors down.
2 shops.
Yeah, you've got 2 shops. So they're all selling the same stuff. They're the only ones with the parking lot. The other issue is that, some of the loitering occurs in the front, and that's city property. I don't think it's their right to tell people that they're on city property. That's going to be up to the city. Most of the calls that come to the police are from the store to say, we have a problem. They're not police. They're not gonna go out and get into a confrontation with some of these people.
Safety reasons.
Right, and the big challenges that they have, and obviously this is something that the city has to deal with as of October first, is you have a church that is attracting the homeless to that area because they are bathing them and feeding them every Wednesday. I talked to
Every
some,
Thursday.
or is it Thursday?
Yes.
I talked to, a couple of the residents in that area, and they find it unfortunately to be a nuisance because they're drawing them to a residential neighborhood, right? And the
Which they have been for probably 20 some years.
Right. So, but it's gotten worse, a lot worse. And unfortunately, the businesses that are there have become, victims of this. I did go last Sunday and take some pictures, and there was a shopping cart. It looked like somebody was camped out, not on theirs, but the building next to the west. So it's, they're not, they're there 24/7. So they're the ones that are moving. Sorry, stop. They're the ones that are calling. I will tell you that, I looked at Florida law. Obviously, there's a law that says that you cannot sell this paraphernalia stuff unless you have 75% of your revenue come from tobacco products, or it's less than 25% of your revenue. They only make about 9 or 10% of their revenue from this stuff. I don't know that it's reasonable to ask them to stop selling it, considering that there are 2 other stores within a very short distance that sell the same stuff.
Well, we will. John, can you address that in any fashion?
Can we
Yeah,
answer her name for the record? Oh, I'm sorry, Ellen Bogdanoff, representing Bogdanoff,
Your
Bogdanoff.
attorney?
Yes.
I know. Okay.
Selling, I'm sorry. Representing Star Gary. So in terms of, I think there's a couple of things that they can do that I think are harmless. Number one, they plan on doing increased lighting around the area. So especially during the nighttime, so that if it's very bright, people can't really hide. It's not going to be very efficient. We talked about they are going to increase the cameras as well as having a speaker outside so that if they see somebody on the camera, they can tell them they're loitering to please remove themselves. The other thing is I think they could do, which is easy enough, is lock the bathroom doors so that if the customer wants to use the bathroom, like any other
Like
gas station does, like that you have to come and ask for the key. That way they will know whether or not it's a customer, because most places will refuse to let you use the bathroom unless you're a patron of their business. And I think that's kind of an easy solution to stop that whole struggle.
Yeah. I don't think most of the people are hanging out inside. Yeah.
But
They're hanging out outside.
Do you have a sign or anything right now that says that the bathroom is only for customers?
Yeah, we have it. That's out of service. Sorry for out of service. Obviously.
I'm kind of, because I know you guys are going to discuss this, so I just want to kind of express some of the concerns as food for thought. The security guard, based on their revenue, is a huge financial. They have been very diligent about calling incessantly. I have a log just from August. I'm sure you know they call quite frequently. They hang that in that entire block. If you look at the businesses in that block, a lot of them attract, but I guess I don't know, described as the wrong people. I think that asking them to close, I don't know what we accomplish by asking them to close and shorten their hours. The vast majority of calls that I saw come during the day. If they're there at night and they have the additional security that they put up in the cameras, it's going to be more calls to the police. But I would venture to say that, as of October 1st, the state law is going to require the city to do something about the homeless and get them off the street. So it's really the burden is ultimately going to shift to the city to figure out what they're going to do with this large number of homeless people that are hanging out at Oak Park Boulevard. I see them. We see them at the Publix. I mean, there's a lot of locations where they feel very, very comfortable. I think laminating the signs, whatever, that's no big deal. It was the security guard. The garbage is it's just an issue of, locking the garbage is not necessarily an issue, it's just finding out, because I know that even though you're really not supposed to start early, sometimes the garbage folks come at 6 o'clock in the morning, and if it's locked, they won't have their garbage left in, and that's.
6 a.m. to come to
Well, they do in my street.
I've just said I've seen guys back there go and defecate and urinate all in the trash, hang out there. It's just another spot for people.
The people lock it. I'm just saying that we have to find out when they're picking up, because the garbage companies, if it's locked, are not going to pick up. So we have to just find out. In other words, when you say, you're talking about during, store hours, I think it's a huge financial burden to ask them to cut off.
And when they close it's a big dumpster and it's got a enclosure around it, and they go in there and they close it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They open the gate.
The gate open.
Yes.
You can't stop.
They so used to lock it up so people can go in there and they can't get.
I mean, they can lock the gate. They could probably lock it, when the garbage company, just open it for the garbage company to take the garbage. And that's probably not.
And you said during non-business hours, should be
Yes,
locked.
I'm requesting that.
Right, they did that.
Right. And even if you say it's 6, I don't mind if you guys open at 6, an hour later.
So why would they also lock the hour during the day? Why not during the day?
Well, I don't think.
Let them finish their questions, and then I will absolutely give the board their opportunity to ask questions and whatever.
I don't think blocking it is really the issue. The issue is that the request to lock it during non-business hours, what we're saying is 16% of their income comes, between the hours of 12 and 6.
How much?
About 16%. I looked at a couple of months, and it got, please understand that I didn't have a lot of time to prepare for this. I didn't know what the recommendations were going to be, so I didn't know exactly what I was going to be investigating. I know it's an evidentiary hearing, but I didn't have an opportunity to present any evidence. It was all kind of like one way. I think that, again, I think asking somebody to reduce their revenue by closing their store, or asking somebody to spend an extensive amount of money on security should be like the last resort. I think we can, I would ask the board to consider doing some stopgap measures, coming back and seeing if those don't work. If they work, great. And if they don't work, you can always take the next step, but to kind of implement all 17 recommendations, I feel is a huge burden on a business that is simply operating properly are kind of being victimized by the homeless population that is hanging out there. There are other businesses, the bathhouse and the vape shops are open 24/7. So it's not like it's going to stop the area. And I know this is about the residents who are complaining. So clearly they're not going to go away, because as long as they get fed, as long as they get bathed, they're going to continue to make that their home, because they're homeless.
Let me just put my 2 cents I have. I definitely don't want anybody to lose any revenue, and I understand that. But I think because of people on your property and some of the homeless people that still hang out, you're losing actually quality customers that would come to your store that would not come in because you have 3 sticky homeless people hanging out by the front of it.
Right. And I think increase,
Those
I
people
agree.
spend money. Number one.
Increase,
Number 2,
Yeah.
the homeless people that hang out there, and I don't want to say them all, but from my experience, a lot of those ones there use drugs. Now,
that's
drugs are sold all times of day, I get it. But drugs are sold highly at night. Now, if my customers are hanging out in your parking lot and I'm a drug dealer, of course I'm gonna go there.
well, but
So not having them there,
understand that. Okay, let me respond to that. First of all, the business being open gives them the opportunity to get these people off their property. I would venture to say that if they're not there or they are there, right, they're going to continue to come to that location to sell drugs. The opportunity for them to increase lighting, having a more robust security system, and to also have a speaker system outside to disrupt what they're doing is going to be better not only for their business, but better for the police because they're still gonna come to that location.
Speaker system as in what? Just
Well, they're gonna have a speaker system outside, so when somebody.
like they leave?
Yeah.
So you, okay,
And you guys, and I was there Sunday, somebody put up, these big lights, right?
the lights are good.
So lighting is gonna stop them because obviously they're gonna be exposed. But it's, in my opinion, and I think, my client will agree that, being there is probably better for the business than not being there because they're gonna wake up in the morning and they're gonna see the drugs spewed or whatever materials all over the parking lot and have to clean it up. This way they can stop it before it even happens.
So they've been there over the past so many months and all that same stuff that we're talking about is still occurring.
But we haven't implemented some of it,
We're saying we're gonna add some lights and cameras.
we're adding lights, we're adding cameras, we're adding security. We're going to
Security,
lock the bathroom, we're going to lock the, garbage. I mean, I think look, here's what I'm asking, is let's do this in increments and not do anything that would necessarily reduce their revenue or send them 2 doors down to another business that does the exact same thing and is 20%. Those are the vape shops. So
you don't have the people hanging out. That's
they
why
will, they will.
then that'll be awesome.
Here's part of the problem. You guys are in charge of the look. At the end of the day, they're a victim because they provide parking. They're going to take care of their parking lot. They're going to implement additional things. I would like to give them an opportunity to prove to you that the increased security, the increased lighting, the speaker, locking the doors is something that's going to work versus automatically saying you have to shut down. The homeless people are still
I'm
going to
saying
come.
it's recommending. I'm not.
I know, but I'm saying the homeless people are still going to come there. They're going to use drugs. They just won't have anybody in the store to tell them you're loitering. Get out of here. It's going to be your burden, and you're going to have to rely on the neighbors who happen to or maybe see it after 12 o'clock at night. They're going to be there. They're going to see it, and they're going to be able to take care of it.
Also, the people are there. If you have a store, I get it. They buy beer, they buy crack bites, they buy the utensils and the instruments that use drugs with, and you're readily available with that stuff right there on the
And
counter.
2 doors down too. The vape shop is 2 doors down.
Matter that there's 2 more shops. I mean, why have 3 shops?
Well, but that's not fair to do it in there.
Other shop doesn't mean that they have to have it too. That's silly.
That's called free market. I mean, why would you tell one business to not have it and tell the other
Because the other businesses haven't gotten complaints. That's why.
First of all, please no over talking. I work in the court system and I know it's very difficult for a court reporter when there's people talking over each other. We need a perfect record. Do you have any more on your list? Because I want to give the board an opportunity to maybe address some questions. I know I have a couple of
Yeah.
that I have to make.
I think I just would like to, since the comment was made, they're a food store, okay? The homeless get a little bit of money, they go in and they want to buy food. I think you all have to make a decision. This is about zoning. They have every right to be there. They're going to do everything in their power to make sure, because it hurts their business. So obviously it hurts their business to have homeless people hanging out there. The burden will shift to the city on October 1st, because that's what state law says. You cannot camp out, you cannot hang out on, public property or whatever private property, and it's going to expose the city. I don't think it's unreasonable to ask that we graduate some of these recommendations that are reasonable, that are not going to hit their bottom line, and see if it works. Coming back October 10th, if it doesn't work, we do a little bit more. If it doesn't work, then you do a little bit more. But I would just ask that you consider that, we're trying to take a problem that is plaguing this city and, kind of take a machete to something that maybe we can be a little bit more precise.
Please understand, if the detective said these are recommendations, we do not have to accept any of them. We can accept some of them. Okay? We're not, like the detective said, we are not looking to put you out of business. We're not looking to go after you, to find you, to make money. Our jurisdiction and our purpose is to make you survive and to make you're not having the issues that are there. And yes, I understand that there's things that are tied into it. Okay? But we will go through with you here. We will go through whatever questions they have. We make the final decision on any recommendations.
I just wanted, I wanted to,
I fully understand that.
some of, because
Avi, did you have a question before?
You, before earlier on, you mentioned, you mentioned the bathhouse. Do you have any issue with the bath? Is there a problem with the bathhouse? Any of the, it's a,
That house, yeah, they are always using our parking, and we heard. I'm not sure. This is the officer will find out. They're doing inside illegal thing. This is, this officer will find out, not my job.
okay.
That's I know that.
But you have a problem with them sometimes with the parking, with their clients parking there, they're not allowing them parking there.
Or sometimes crowding. We always say you don't do that.
Okay.
And sometimes the beer cloud. I think so month ago, the big party shooting like 3-4 times. We call the police. Police never came. Like they're coming like 4 or 5 hours later after that.
Yeah.
They know this party here gathering over there, but they want to go back.
Now
I need your name, sir.
Faisal Ahmed. Faisal Ahmed.
Thank you. I saw it on this. I got it.
now so now you mentioned 10% and 16% of revenues. I would imagine that those two are probably very similar, meaning that the paraphernalia and is probably more of the paraphernalia is sold at nighttime. So because you have those two.
That's not, yeah, it's not.
It's not good. It's not good. Okay. So they're actually exclusive, mutually exclusive. You mean that if those recommendations would be accepted, they would lose 25% of their revenue right now? 25%. Paraphernalia is 10% and nighttime is 16%.
Correct.
Those are mutually exclusive, so they would lose a quarter of their revenues if we did that. But
Correct.
yes. Wow. Okay.
But based on, I can understand, because it's on the record, I didn't have much time. I looked at, we did
Okay.
3 months.
So possibly.
Yeah,
Yes,
I looked at 3
possible.
months and we did the calculations. We
Yeah.
would have to do a deeper dive
Right.
to give you, but at glance, using 3 month, a 3 month,
Yeah.
snapshot, it's a 9% on the paraphernalia and 16% on the nighttime receipts.
Right. Now the complaints. So when you guys called and complained about loitering, people, don't you feel seriously that because of some of those things that you sell there, it doesn't matter if they're sold in the other two shops. The other two shops are not getting called. You guys are getting called, and you're called. Don't you feel that really a big part of it is because of the people who are problematic, or people who come and buy that paraphernalia? I mean, it's all I'm gonna say. Just
No, I understand.
you're feeling. It's not you're feeling. You're feeling. If for you it's an opportunity, actually, what we're doing here for you actually is an opportunity to help you not have to keep making calls and complaining about people loitering. The fact that there's a church and there's homeless people, yes, but your place, and it's only your place, or that block is attracting the people. I don't know if they're from the church or wherever they're coming from. It's attracting those people there. So we are actually giving you an opportunity to stop attracting them.
Well, one of
Which
the
you're
things,
complaining about anyway.
that we would
Okay.
like to do, or I wanted to do, did not have time to do as part of an evidentiary hearing, is to pull the police records for the entire work to see how many and what percentage we are to the other businesses. I didn't have an opportunity to make that case.
Yes, ma'am.
It doesn't matter
Well,
really.
it does matter from a standpoint.
Address that.
I would respectfully disagree.
Right.
It does matter because if we have a substantial amount of complaints coming, right, different kind of complaints in all the businesses, then I would venture to say single out potentially this one because some additional activity. We have We have a homeless problem on Oakland Park Boulevard. I mean, it's obviously
There
apparent.
was complaints coming from a nightclub for sure, but it's nothing to do with the homeless hangout. It's different. It's nowhere.
It's-
So,
Understood. I'm just saying it's,
Well, if I may, I'd like to clarify that. The reason you're here tonight is not because of complaints made in the neighborhood or complaints made anywhere else. You're here tonight because there's actual nuisance related crimes on the property. That's addressed.
yes, I understand.
Right, right. So if there are qualifying nuisance crimes on other properties, they'll be brought to this board also.
I understand, but I didn't have an opportunity to do that research.
Oh,
But that's all I'm saying. In other words, it's part of the background that I do to say what's going on that street. And are there other businesses that should be brought for nuisance? And is there something perhaps maybe the entire
Well,
block would do?
It would.
Join.
It's a full-time position of people in this room to figure that out for you. So you could ask them that.
I
And-
no, I couldn't even I wasn't allowed to get the list of recommendations in advance. So
Okay, but you keep saying complaints. I just like people to maybe understand.
it's other story. Nobody has to.
So it's these nuisance related crimes that qualify the business.
I mean, I've read the code. I know exactly what it is. All I'm saying is that as attorney coming before a board that wants to make recommendations against a business, I think it would be prudent to see what's going on in the block and if there's opportunity for, like, for instance, you talked about a security guard. Well, other people have a lot of complaints. Maybe that's something that the entire block shares in terms of the cost.
So I understand. But at the same time-
That's all I wanted to do.
At the same time, I'm encouraging the board that we have a lot going on with like each hearing, each night scheduled before it's all busy. I would encourage the board to stay focused on this property alone. You can't worry about the block. I know the detective will bring you the block or anyone else that has nuisance crimes that would qualify them for this board. So I don't think we want to fall off and talk about the whole block because that's going to get us nowhere. But I think there's a lot to be decided with the recommendations made by the detective going forward tonight. And obviously there's a position for the business also. That's what we're trying to consider, but not the other businesses. We can't do that here until they're brought to the board.
I want to give Chris an opportunity to ask something. There's three things that I guess are big concerns on it. It's the time, the operation, the paraphernalia, and the trash. First, let's start with the trash. What days do they have pickups? It's probably only once a week.
Once a week.
Right.
Once a week.
What day?
I think so. Wednesday or Thursday.
Excuse me?
Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay, so we can lock the trash thing so people can't go in there. But then you open it up, Wednesday nights or Thursday nights, or whatever night that it is, so you don't forget you do it at night. So when they come at 5, 6 in the morning, they empty, you push back in, you lock it back up. And when you're taking out trash during the day, your person can have a key, they can unlock it. But you just open it up once a week for that. So we can, yes.
On that aspect, if we're not changing out, if it's open 24/7, then there's no reason to leave it open the night before. If you're staying, you guys are for it. I agree that it's how the outcome is. If it's staying open 24/7, then they can open up. If they're there all day, they can open up right before the guy comes there. Right. I mean,
But you never know when they're gonna come. Or 2 in the morning, Travis doesn't know, but so you don't forget. So I'd rather open it up.
if it's closing down the night, I totally agree with you. The night before.
We open it up the night before, so that's the trash. Secondly, the paraphernalia. So there's a vape shop. How close is the vape shop? 'Cause I was looking to one right next door.
Next door.
It's right next door.
And I'm driving, I was in there.
2 stores down and then 2 stores on this side.
Okay, no over talking trade. You got the store.
Sorry.
On the other side of the parking lot is the dry cleaners. The next to that is the vape shop.
Like there's now there, big shop right here along the.
Okay, in the vape shop, do they sell the same paraphernalia?
I have been inside, but I know they sell vapes. I know there's customers, but we never got a complaint from there on anything. So I haven't had any intention to go in there. Why?
The question is, because when you put up the picture of the paraphernalia,
And I don't mind. And they're not excessive. If people have some paraphernalia, and I'm willing to go in there and go through with you and leave you some stuff, but it's like a head shop in there. There's
But the vape
stuff. There's a
almost let's go one at a time, please. Some of the pictures,
No, no,
It's
the
a
back,
pretty big
back,
area.
the back one. Back one. Wet drains. These are meth pipes. Commonly used to smoke meth all the time, and there's crack pipes in there also. A lot of people that are getting arrested and users in that that we've been stopped, those are the pipes they use. Oh, they can get in some other stuff, but that's I'm saying. But the question is, does the big shop sell those like pipes? I could find it out. I have no sure. I have no clue.
Are you talking about secret moments? That's those stuff. Secret moments, secret pleasure. I don't believe that they sell the tobacco, the smoke. If they do,
Do you sell glass pipes like that?
yes, yeah, glass pipes they sell for sure.
Yeah, we do.
They do. They do. All three stores they do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, lastly, you said the 24 hours. So your said goes at midnight. So between midnight and 6 and what? 16% you're saying of the
When we,
I mean I'm official.
on a snapshot, it's 16% of the revenue.
16%. So that's a question. When we get to breakfast. Oh, good. I know you said you wanted to talk. I know you said you wanted to leave it about the store, but I need to talk a little bit about the neighborhood because I'm very well versed with it. I actually,
Well, I was just encouraging the board. I don't control anything you say.
I know. Yeah, wait, so
I'm sorry.
I'm very well versed with the area. I actually used to be the chair of the board of that church.
Oh, okay.
And I'm very aware of the homeless situation. They keep bustling. Sometimes people will come in. There's a big issue across the street with the AT&T building. On the west side of that building, it basically turned into a camping ground. They put in a lot of new lighting in there. They have a security guard that runs there, and what used to be Truist Bank, I guess it still is. They have somebody that's there. I don't know if it's 24/7 because I'm not over there anymore, but they had somebody. A lot of what they had there has been cleaned up. The hedges across the street by the church have been brought down because people were camping inside the hedges. Okay. It's all due diligence. We know you cannot control the other businesses. Yes, the lighting will make a big difference. Like I said, we're not looking to close it down. We're not looking to find you tons of money to go out of business. But steps, a lot of the recommendations are steps to get you to that point. Anything that we recommend right now does not mean that it can't be changed in 6 months. In the 5 years I've been on this board, people were really upset about things that were recommended to be done. But in the end, my God, it's like night and day. So please, we're going to talk about the recommendations and everything. Don't take it personal. It's in your best interest. Again, we're not looking to close you down. We're not looking to make you go broke. That is not our intentions. And yes, things probably will change come October. Now, I'm not a government official. I do work in the court system. I don't know how the police are going to handle it or whoever else with the changes that may make a difference of night and day. But for now, we at least can do some preliminary stuff. Anything can be relaxed. Anything can be changed. That's why we meet monthly to find out your progress, to find out what you've done, to find out how many calls are being. A lot of the businesses that we've had over the 5 years I've been here, things kept getting smaller and smaller as far as issues. This is a big one come October 1st. I don't know if it's going to change overnight, but it may make a difference. But please don't take it personal. We are not looking to be the bad guys. We're looking to help here.
Could we make a couple of requests in terms of, they make a ton of phone calls into the police. And I know you're getting the complaints. I'd like to know which are coming from them and which are coming from outside sources.
Well, we would not have that because the reports that you get are the same ones we
You
get.
get, okay,
And that's why every meeting that we're,
I'm gonna dig into it.
if we accept this as a nuisance, what will happen is every meeting you come here, we will get a report on what is happening. They're very good in keeping in contact with you. I promise you that.
Yep.
They're really good with that.
Sure.
But the monthly reports will tell us what kind of calls, what's nuisance related, and what is not. So there could be 50 calls that come in, but maybe only 2 are nuisance related, and that's all we care about is keeping those down. But at the same token, making sure that you succeed. You're not burdened with this. Yes, you'll be under us for a year, but it's really not as bad as you think. I promise you that. We go through the.
Address what problems about the homeless. My understanding is it's not gonna, we're not gonna make.
No, 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 I don't think it was correct to state, but it was summarized to some point, and I think it's a new law, so things will come out about it, and we'll learn about it. But I guarantee the city's going to do its job, and I know we're preparing for it every day, and everybody's meetings about it. But I know the Supreme Court of Florida has said that homeless people have the right to be in public, or anyone else has the right to be in public. And I do know the new law doesn't say you can't hang out; it just say you can't camp for more than 5 days in the public areas. And so I think the law was intended for certain reasons, but I don't look at it and talk about that in the time. But I don't think it's going to help. We're not getting
Lloyd, right.
Yeah,
I'm not getting loitering. We're not getting. You know, we're gonna do better than Los Angeles stuff. I guarantee that. If that makes sense.
Did you want to say something?
Glenn, do you have any questions or anything?
I think so. Nothing for us. I'll figure it out. We need the first vote to take under jurisdiction before talking about the rights.
I move that we take it on jurisdiction on.
Second.
We can have a roll call vote.
yes, just 1 second. Okay. So moved by Smith, seconded by
Yep.
Member. Okay, thank you.
Brief discussion. The reason that I moved forward, the one factor that got it was the purchase of the drugs inside the store. That was the concern, not the other stuff, but what you testified to the purchase of the drugs inside the store. I think it qualifies as a nuisance. It was done inside the business. That's a concern.
But there were 3 nuisances that,
But
they all qualified.
I'm telling you, from my perspective, this is what I'm voting for.
Okay.
Is qualified. Purchase of drugs inside of the establishment.
Okay, ready for roll call? Okay, Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Kemper,
Yes.
Mr. Lindsay,
Yes.
and Chair Slotnick.
Yes.
Unanimous.
And so the business has been deemed a nuisance and will be under our jurisdiction for 1 year starting tonight. Yeah, you wanted to go through some of the, yeah, we can just go through the recommendations. And if we can just take, I mean, and then we'll take the recommendations as a whole that we discussed. Number 1, fine, but you don't do that properties. You need to start with number 1, recommendation number 1.
No.
Bobby?
No. All good.
Okay, number 2, Florida parking line, on the militia, number 1, number 2 is fine. Number 3 is fine. Number 4, license is fine. Number 5 is fine.
Can we go through
Yes, we'll take the numbers because we, offered them in.
So I'm going by what's in our packet. Okay.
But we altered them after we did.
I okay. So would you but you think that it's would you let it go? It's been okay. So number 5 is the sign display. The next thing about the sign display.
yeah, laminate? Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Number 6. The new,
The camera.
the new cameras. I would support number 6, with the recommendation that staff meets with the business owners to discuss where the new camera should go and what should be eliminated. That's part of staff to meet with them. Along same thing with number 7. And that is the lighting on the business license. Number 7 is the lighting on the outside side. As that the detective meet with the business owner. The camera for 5 minutes. There's never number
8 is the dumpster.
dumpster. Okay, number 8 that's shown on the board.
But you're rewriting it.
No, I would agree that the dumpster doors are secured.
It says non-business hours. They should be secured. I thought you were saying all day.
We haven't gotten to the fact of the hours yet. We haven't got to the hours yet.
Okay.
One at a time, please. So,
No, but the hours are there. That it says dumpster doors will be secured and locked during non-business hours.
Okay.
So if we're accepting 8 as is, then it includes the hours. So we need to amend it or accept it. But if we're amending, then we need to talk about the hours.
which is number 10. Yeah.
10 is
So let's go to number 10. Let's jump to number 10 then.
So 8, 10 basically go hand in hand. So let's discuss number 10.
I would not accept number 10 at this juncture. I'd give it the 30 days, given the time that, the cameras, the lights, the new vigilance, and then in 30 days for them to come back. Then I'd like to revisit number 10 to see if we cut the hours there. But
I agree with the
to do that, off the rip, I think would be wrong.
I was actually going to say 60 days.
Yeah.
To really make sure that major appropriate changes are done. And then we can revisit store hours at that point.
That's good.
Right now, locking the trash bin. I can understand the request of locking it when the garbage pickup is not going to be there. Because leaving it,
Sorry.
We'll try to talk to the garbage people to can put them. We can manage.
but yeah, leaving it locked even during operating hours, that's a deterrent.
So let's go with number 10. Let's not accept number 10 and amend number 8.
Revisit 10 in 2 months.
And number 8 will keep it locked, but unlock the night before when they find out.
Right.
When they give us whatever date garbage pickup, we unlock it, later that evening.
Just we don't need that, but it's gonna be up in 24 hours.
Yeah.
No, but it should.
No, but they have stores open 24/7, so they can manage it because there will be someone there.
No, we're locked.
They can't manage. We want, my suggestion is that to lock the doors going to the dumpster. If someone needs to take out trash from the store during the hours,
By nighttime,
Wait,
I'm saying the garbage.
But I think all about what he said before you covered.
We're not doing anything. You are saying garbage dumpster should be locked at all times, except when garbage needs to be picked up. Yes?
yes.
We agree, okay? Now, the place, what's the point of unlocking it the night before? There is an attendant there who can unlock it when the truck comes to pick it up.
This is
Because they're open 24/7.
what the gentleman said was they were going to call the garbage company to find out.
That's fine.
And
That's fine.
My concern is that sometimes employees forget. You're talking about minimum wage employees that garbage is coming at 6. They may forget. Garbage will come there at 6. It's locked. They keep going. They're not going to come back. So I'm going to give them some lead time.
they're gonna fight that out. They're
Just like just lead time.
that could be addressed later on.
Yes.
Right now, it'll be closed, it'll be locked until the garbage pickup comes, and then you see how it works.
Number 9, the paraphernalia. because, and I guess that's where the discussion would be, because it's certain things are so, I'd like the detective to meet with the store owners to make, down on some of it.
It's excessive.
Revisit that in the 60 days also.
No, which store owners? You mean the other owners or are you talking about this store?
Hold on.
This store.
If I'm understanding Chris, we're gonna defer removing.
I'm gonna go there next week.
Right,
My
so we can
discretion.
make a decision on that the next meeting.
No.
The paraphernalia is, I'm suggesting some of the paraphernalia on my request. I'll let him keep some. I'm not gonna take everything from him,
Now,
but it's removed now.
Can we verify what the other shops sell to determine what is going to be taken out?
I don't know why.
I looked at photos.
but they don't say, do you sell beer? You sell beer? Wait a second, the other shops don't sell beer. So if the other shops don't sell beer, then, but you want to sell what they're selling, so then you're gonna stop selling beer because they don't sell it? Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Please,
Makes no sense.
let Don address that, please.
I was just saying, guys, I looked at the pictures and it's clear that I'm not a drug detective though, but it's clear that the vape shop down the same 2 door quarters down, or almost right next to it, is selling mostly weed related products, like weed pipes, like the expensive pipes. They're not selling, from what I can see in the photos, there are no photos of any what we call crack pipes or crack paraphernalia or crystal pipe.
These other stores, 2 stores down
I'm
from them.
talking 2 stores down from them, but they don't.
There's another one called, see, you're looking
I
at
don't know.
something that's a vape shop. I'm just telling you,
Right.
I know the area.
I know.
There's
I
2
mean,
other
I was
stores.
qualified as what I just saw online. That's all. I'm trying to argue.
I know, but hey, dude, you're looking at one thing. They're telling you that there's 2 other stores besides the vape shop that have exactly the same paraphernalia, and that is correct.
I was trying to help out what I saw. That's
Okay, but I'm just giving you more information. You just focused on one store. They're talking about other stores. It's the other stores.
Excessive, so I would ask the detective to work with the business owner, see about cutting it down some, but it's something we can revisit in the future. If we still see the same calls, they're coming every month, we can revisit that like we revisit the hours. Would you have a public deferring that for 30 days so you can work in the state to make sure that the stuff that you were recommending be
let him keep everything for 30 days.
no, well,
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
That's what you're saying.
I changed it to say the owner will remove some narcotic paraphernalia. So at the discretion of the investigator.
okay. And so what I'm envisioning and what I'm saying is you're a detective, you're gonna go to the surrounding area, see what they have, then you go back to the store and say, hey, you're not in a business disadvantage. That's what you're moving something and they're selling the same thing. You don't want to create a business disadvantage, but you don't want them selling the cheapy $2, crack pipe.
But-
When down the hall they're selling a $30 pipe or so.
But I'm sorry, I was told that we are not in the business of worrying about someone's business disadvantage. We are in the business of nuisance abatement. And we are not here supposed to worry about it, because I had brought that up like a couple of years ago in another case. We are here about nuisance abatement. Whether it's a disadvantage business-wise or not is none of our concern. Okay? So it's not like he's supposed to go to other stores and see what they're selling. The other stores are not on the nuisance abatement board. They haven't been brought in front of us. We can't tell them anything about what they're selling unless it's illegal. But these guys are in front of the nuisance abatement boards, and they're the ones that are under our jurisdiction. So if the detective deems that there is something that they're selling that is helping cause these problems, then we need to accept his recommendation. Okay? And not then worry about this disadvantage.
This is why it's discussion. Okay.
But it's important.
Can you give us information? What are we to consider?
the actual consideration that you're supposed to consider is not listed in the statute. I can tell you that. But I will tell you, it's the board's job to decide on this property alone, which is true. It's a good point, Bobby. This property's up. That's why I was trying to encourage the board not to consider the other properties, because they're not under nuisance abatement jurisdiction. And as far as I think you have a good representation from the property owner or from the the tenants on the property that run their business there and how it's working. And I think you've experienced detectives that can give the other side. And I think that's what we consider at this point. There's no listing. There's no listing, Chris, that says this is what you consider home. That's not listed in the statute.
Well, I can tell you, contrary to other members of the board, I do consider business disadvantage. And I'm not here to put somebody on business. I'm not out here because they're in our jurisdiction to make them better, not make them wrong. So, in an effort to make them better, I would hope that you work with them. We revisit this in 30 days. That if they're selling a $2 crack pipe, if they're not selling $2 crack, they're coming to you to get the $2 crack pipes. Let us know that, and then we'll revisit this whole thing. We'll give them all of it.
So what you're saying, you don't want to remove anything now?
Now,
I would remove the $2 crack pipe. Because
yes,
the meth pipes, that kind of stuff. Maybe some of the bigger bong stuff, they can keep the bigger pipes and some other stuff, but that's a main attraction in that store. There's a temple mall of just drug stuff, which that's not bringing the right people.
because the recommendation is they remove it all.
Well, yeah, what you're saying, I'm agreeing with you. I'll take some.
I would say not remove it all, but the immediate stuff.
I know I'm not gonna get into what I'm gonna remove, but it's gonna be at my discretion. Some if they feel it's too much, then what they can bring it up that it was too much to clean.
They certainly trust your judgment. The rest of this every day. So the maintain 3 degrees, that's fine. Large window size coolers, yes, definitely. I'm a big component of that.
That's just ridiculous.
You got to be able to see it. 15-minute parking signs. From the recommendation.
But I have a question about that. The no parking signs, did they just go to your building or?
The problem, we don't have the authority to put them on that's not our building, so we can't put them up. We would have to, put up actual individual signs. The problem is they've already given these guys permission for the employees to park there, so we have to try to.
Those are allowed people. Now, I know there's a tow zone sticker already on the wall.
Yeah.
Who put that up there?
On our side, our building.
Yeah, property owner.
This is a Broward Towing Company. We call it for the sign.
Who authored that? Who authored that?
I don't know. We have to.
I tell you
That using that building owner put that towway sign on their building? Or did you guys come in some agreements or?
maybe I have one.
What is your rapport with the people that are developing next door here? Good rapport, or
They don't know the owners. They only know the store owners. We would have to contact the owners. And any
I'm
changes.
okay with the employees parking there.
signs, let's just say, just put it close and mixture of the 15-minute parking signs and employee only parking signs.
Well, you have already signs that say only Star America parking. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
It's more than I've been there and there's cars sitting there for longer periods of time at night, which a 15-minute parking sign would give a lot more leeway to call.
Even unfortunately, sometimes I don't have it. My customer not even can park their car because of from the cloud.
Place those signs with the 15
You just call tow.
We do that a lot of times.
I'm coming to tow.
Because Taringer, when I call, tow company ain't coming. After 5 hours coming, after they move. What we can do? So I think if I call them, obviously saying, oh, we have
to go to tow company. It was 30 minutes.
You want to go rich?
I'm not saying put 100 signs too.
Let's make it the parking signs will start in there, parking only, make them 15-minute, change those signs to be 15-minute parking signs. And those that are for employees, whether Star America employees or the employees of the store, for the employee only parking to the front.
I'll bet you guys will go over that too.
Property checks, number 13. That's fine.
That's the basic.
Investigative costs, I was confused with the amounts. Now, I think that's gonna change. I think that was changed. So it's,
Wait, some of it.
Let's say so too.
yeah, just 50%,
That's a typo.
669 is correct.
It is also.
That should be 1,300.
Yeah, and we're trying to go at 50%, so basically we're finding out 50% of the $1,000 of the 11.
Can I get the 13th? Can we get it? Correct.
That's definitely a typo.
Okay.
Yes.
You'll get that moment.
One
I will
thousand
send you all the copies.
49 cents.
Let's,
Not 11,000.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Please.
on that number, I agree that, you know, paying 50, but give them till, November, give more than the 30 days.
Page 669.
669,
Yeah.
give them 60 days to pay. So that'd be November 10th. 2024.
Well, that's 40.
That's what he's suggesting.
These are suggestions, and then we'll let
Well, no, but hold on a second, because I feel like we all agree on everything so far, because we hashed it out.
Sure.
So then I guess we can just at the end say we agree. So let's just deal with this now. Are people okay with 60 days? Glenn, what do you think about that? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So 60 days, yeah, so let's keep going, yeah.
Okay, number 16, I think, that's next.
The next one on the slide.
Oh, okay, no,
Ready?
good.
Okay,
Hold on.
there you go.
No,
Oh, there's more?
what you said about security guard, I didn't hear.
Oh, we didn't talk
I
about,
didn't, you didn't talk about the security guard.
I didn't say these one of the recommendations, security guard.
did you have them?
No,
That's something that,
Just said it.
that was me talking as in.
Oh,
We're not going
I wrote it down.
securing on you, but it's some things that could help.
so those are
so there's actually 3 more. You want to read?
one, something that's standard.
Those are basic.
Yeah, standard.
Yes, I'm because we already,
Okay.
we accepted number 8. Yes,
Okay.
and those are our recommendations. I guess I move those as recommendations.
I second.
Wait, did you guys vote on the jurisdiction report?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Okay.
I thought they called it cost.
So
Yeah.
we all agree?
So could
Well,
you,
we have to
We need to clarify the recommendation so they fully understand what we're voting on. Yeah. Okay.
can we talk about timelines? Because I know that if they have a camera and it needs to be ordered, are we working with you on timelines, so we're not far?
I think on there was like
30 days.
yes,
But something with 7 days, I don't know what was 7
Those
days.
are
that was one of the stuff that's easy.
That's,
Yeah.
do you want to do that?
I have these for you now.
Oh, perfect.
All right, next we are going to have a vote on the recommendations. Now, for order, if you would please.
Yeah. Map. As revised, correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Mr. Pembroke,
Yes.
Mr. Lindsay,
Yes.
and Chair Slock.
Yes. Okay, so the recommendation as revised has been approved. You will get a copy of them, so you will get a copy of them, so you fully understand what we discussed tonight. And what the recommendations are, what's been postponed, what's going to be modified a little bit.
And these are posted, I assume, inside the store, but facing out.
So they need to go on all your walls. Inside, put inside on the front window, put one by the register, put one back wall outside.
Outside, so
I
it
would
needs to
put
be
like
lit.
side doors, so it's a little more.
Yes, we're gonna put some.
And give a couple,
Put one by the bathroom.
I guess they can laminate, but they have to laminate the ones that.
by the
Go out there.
Yeah, we're gonna come out there next week and see you guys.
Okay.
I was give you a couple start with that now, but
like I promise you before, they're really good with following up, making sure, being there if you have any calls. And probably if Joyce said I was in the same too, maybe put one by the bathroom as well.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna look.
Because those tend to have a little bit of a scare tactic, especially when people don't really know what that is. Knowing that you're under the jurisdiction for a year. That's more of a safety for you guys. So, and they see it, it's visible, they see it. But I have a feeling that things will start really getting better for you guys. The calls will start going down. Robots about the day, but we're here for you guys. We're not here to bully you guys. We're not here to lead you guys. We're here to get to the part where in 6 months you could be very well surprised at how well things go.
If they are, in other words, if they're in compliance and a lot of this stuff just can be dismissed sooner than a year.
You must be under us for training to those. And basically, as I said before, you will come in every month. There will be a report by the detective. They will keep you informed of what's going on. But you are not first. You will hear the report, and certain things may be able to be relaxed or even go away. But that's everything's got a month-to-month basis.
Relax one way and obviously and kick it the other way also.
Yeah.
So
Pardon? Yeah, we have a forum still. Thank
It
you.
is gonna be at a different location.
Bye.
Go forward. I'm like, okay.
Be careful. Yeah.
In the city.
Take care. Good night.
Is there anything else that we have with Star America? Thank you so much for being here. I promise you it won't be this. It won't be this long. The initial one's always a little longer than.
Trust me, we wanted to keep everything peaceful.
Yeah, no. Again, we're here to work with you.
We don't want to like any kind of
Elsie and Joyce are incredible. They will bring back to us.
How many is there? Over there, just only we have it like in the parcels. Yeah. So we have it. So everybody is like a transit. So everybody go use that.
I'm familiar, believe me.
Yeah, I believe I saw you sometime.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Not like
You remember, I did.
these kind of things happen.
Yeah, it's a tough choice. We continue
I do.
1 and 2 years is complete means when the club opens, it's there's complete. You can see 10 years without the vision. Okay.
With which club?
Okay,
Like,
perfect.
Not that.
Which club?
The bathroom.
Well, I don't know if that's all the club. Yeah, the club, right.
Outsider come.
Open,
you
close.
on outside, we don't have, and we have it now like this.
But when are they open? Only weekends and nights?
We can, but those two is like crowding back neighborhood. We have grown everything.
Yeah, I don't know how they allow them because they don't have any parking and they are like a Saturday, Friday night, like 1,000 cars come in there. Anyway, thank you. Thank you.
I'll talk.
Sorry, I just
You're the only one that gets
Exhausted somehow. Okay, question.
7
Speedies? I don't think so. I don't know if they're speedies or the. Yes. I have to find out because I'm not sure.
This wasn't here.
No.
No, there's something else.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll call you. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Correct. Okay, let's.
I got
Yeah. I can have to find out why. That we go to the-
All right, see you.
Thank
you.
Oh, yes.
We hope it's not that long.
Club.
Yeah, it's not built there at all.
So what happens when that- do they get fined?
An attorney called you, right? From Speedies. They called you?
Yeah.
He called me also, called back, nothing. I told, we were there yesterday.
When I talked to him, I told him it was Geller. So
Let me put it on the record so we have it in there. Okay, I'm gonna call real quick. Case number 23-10-04, which is 1010 Northeast 17th Avenue, Speedies. So please.
So I picked up the phone after a hearing, and I picked it up. So Mr. Geller called me directly myself. I'm friends with his brother.
Right, yeah.
Well, they're trustworthy brothers. They're considered good guys in the legal world. no problems with that. And he had some personal issue. Forgive me, I wasn't listening that well.
Right.
I don't care. He said, I got this that going on. I can't be there. And I know we're in compliance. I said, listen, if you're in compliance, the detectives usually won't have a problem if you're in compliance with rolling you out for another month. If you really can't be there, and he said, I really can't be there, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, well, just let them know, and I'll let them know we talked also, and that's about it. But he was supposed to talk to the detective too. But he's in compliance, right? Except for some books.
There's some, yeah, I definitely wanted to do one in compliance, but I wanted to do some small things, nothing.
But you didn't talk to him, you didn't know either.
No, but we went yesterday, and I'm pretty sure the guy at the counter was aware the meeting was today. David texted me today. Can you call me? I called back and didn't answer it. So that's where we're at.
I didn't tell him I don't have the authority to continue, but I didn't say it like that. But I told him they don't have a problem if they're compliant with you asking for a separate month. You're gonna have to extend the jurisdiction, probably. I didn't tell him don't come. I didn't tell him he's okay, but I didn't make it clear that
I
I'm not
understand,
the authority.
I
So
understand that the attorneys may not be sitting here, but somebody from the store could be here tonight.
That's what.
I know, but I think attorneys are probably when they're not there, they don't want their clients to be there. You know,
At least they get the report and like to know where things stand at.
well, if I
Going up is not acceptable,
it was a busy day for me, and I don't remember that phone call that well. I was
but we need to make them understand the client does not have to say.
I wish he would have put it in writing too, you know.
But at least if anything, have the hearing, let them hear what your report is, and that's it. But not to show up is not acceptable.
Especially if you knew it wasn't out of compliance. So it would have been easy meeting.
Well, technically, they're not out of compliance, though. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. No, if they, that's what I'm saying. Especially since they're not out of compliance, it would have been super easy. Okay. All right, that's where that is.
if you want, I could write him a letter, bring you back into the forum, and make sure he's here next month.
Yeah. Yeah, at least a representative.
Yeah, and I'll copy it, Joyce, and she can let the board know what happened. Next.
All right, our last case in the evidentiary hearing is case number 24-08-04, which is 800 Northwest 10th.
All right, facts of the case. Right, guys. So calls for service since January 1st, 2024, or 18 calls, not bad at all. They include 2 shootings, or 2 shots fired, 3 assaults, 1 possible overdose, and 3 narcotics. One of the shootings was a homicide, but so if you guys don't know, 810 Terrace is a long time local neighborhood store, which you guys know pretty much the neighborhood almost policed itself there. It's been there, it's not gonna change, and I get that. So a couple of the qualifying incidents that we have are 3 delivery of crack cocaine on the property. Those are 3 things why we're here. They qualify you for some abatement. So we're here. I'm gonna read some more. Also, sorry, the 3 crack cans and the homicide. The homicide also happened one on the property also. Some photos of the rent of the store. I don't have too many. It's not going like the last week. So, a couple things we have.
So if that pops up somewhere, either it's in someone's possession, someone tries to sell it, I'll get a notification. Now sometimes, because
Active
serial
drug
number,
dealing on the property.
gets entered is tied back with your phone number, like let's say, Broward Sheriff's Office stops somebody and they have your gun on them and they run it, they might call you and say, hey, is this person supposed to have your gun? And, obviously you're answering no. They'll call you before they call me. If that happens, yeah. If that happened, then make, model, description of your gun.
Where it took place.
So that's right out front of the store. Out to the left there. People hanging out again. That's an overhead of the store. This is the south side. That's the west side. And that's the that's south side parking lot. You go along the pictures. I'll just start reading recommendations because My recommendations are mostly gonna be for the outside of the property. The inside, you guys got it pretty good. Not gonna worry about that.
But before you do the recommendations, I think you two came in later. Do you intend on addressing anything with here? Because if you are, then I have to swear you all in to speak.
Yes.
Okay, so please stand and raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay, and when you talk, did you sign in yet?
Yes.
Okay, just make sure that the general court reporter knows your name when you're speaking.
Thank you.
I appreciate it very much.
Okay, you guys good, Rick?
Yep.
First one's gonna be the owner will maintain trespass affidavit on file with the police department and have posted authorized no trespassing signs on all sides of the property within 7 days. Pretty sure you have those trespassing signs. So, like I said, I'll come by next week the same with them. We'll go over the trespassing signs. This is the big one. The owner will ensure that no person will loiter in the parking lot within all areas of the property as well as inside the store during all business hours. Now, here it says includes north side and east side alleys.
Alley to be closed. There doesn't be no alley.
Right.
That's what you-
I spoke to them. So, but if there is go back there, it's they're guests of the bays.
As the store stand in front.
Yep.
You have the alleyway to the north side, and then the south side you have the
With the exit to H Street.
yes.
Yeah.
So once I close the alley, there's not gonna be nobody around there at all.
So is that totally locked? Only store hours when you leave? Is that locked?
That can be locked all the time. The garbage company have a keys to get in when they want to get in. So with that gate gonna be closed all the time.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Your name, sir?
Sure.
Your name?
Salvation Prasad.
How do you spell your last name? I can't read it.
SHIV
Oh, I.
BER BOER SAUD.
Thank you.
This is what they're talking about.
So, like I said, I'm not sure how to work about it. It's the outside. So you gotta obviously make sure nobody's on that property anymore.
Outside library will not be an issue. Because what happened, I have never went through an issue of hanging out outside. So now everybody know you guys have the camera.
And I get it.
Yes,
It's a store that's been there for probably 60 years, and that's been their own. I get it.
the only problem we have is that the store is constantly busy inside. So the attention for outside, we never pay attention outside.
I get it. Yeah.
So now we have the advantage of do what we gotta do now.
No, I got you. So make sure nobody hanging out inside, outside, kind of same thing all other stores. All right. So that was east side hours. Owner will, you guys will report the current hours of business within 7 days. We got that from here already. The owner will provide a copy of all businesses operating liquor and related licenses within 7 days. The owner will laminate and clear the display within 7 days. And for the duration of the jurisdiction, signs measuring 16 by 20 state that the property is under jurisdiction of the Nuisance Abatement Board and being monitored by the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. These signs will be placed, like I said, on the front windows, by the registers. Same thing that you heard from the last group. Stop the door inside parking lot, and I'll come there and we'll get in place. I'll have some for you now so you can start. I can bring some more next week. So within 30 days, the owner will install and maintain a minimum of 1 exterior surveillance video camera on each side of the property, including the rear of the business, and a minimum of 1 interior surveillance camera capturing any entry and exit of capturing the entry and exit of the business, as well as the counter area, and 1 interior camera that is focused on the cashier and cash register, which will monitor and record activity and transactions. I'm sure you know you got this. Okay. The cameras will be maintained according to all Fort Lauderdale City Code requirements. The exterior surveillance and video cameras will be mounted in position at a strategic location to ensure that all activity outside the business and the property is monitored and recorded. We'll come there and make sure they're all in the right direction. I'm pretty sure you guys have that under control because I've seen your thing. We got you got a lot of cameras up. The surveillance video will be available to the Fort Lauderdale Police Department during all business hours and can be used for whatever purpose they desire. So just so we can have access to the cameras if we come in, cops go and need. They can't have, like, I don't wanna, the cops don't need to, oh, I can't right now, call the manager.
No, but I'm gonna give you that whatever to work for.
Good. Alright, the owner will maintain all exterior security lighting on all sides, including the back of the building, according to all Fort Lauderdale City Code requirements, and will illuminate from dusk till dawn. Do you have lights in by the base in the back? Yes. Right, good, right, okay, good. Alright. This side, obviously, is the same thing as the last store. That you'll remove any kind of paraphernalia being sold, if any, from the store immediately. This includes rolling papers, brass hose, chore boards, glass, rose pipe stems, smoking instruments, scales, grinders, small plastic bags, and CBD and THC or all the like items from the store. I'm okay. They can have their decision after, but I'm okay with going in there and going through it, me and you, and we'll see what we need to do and what not, per se. Okay?
Last question.
Yep.
Like my store, I don't, as you went in there, you saw 2 pipes, you asked me how much.
Right.
Right. I mean, I don't deal with much out here. I'm a food store.
Right.
If I look at the more, I have kitchen gardens. That's a food store. Not, but when you're busy, you can't control the crowd from in and out. You know, we try to get them in and out.
Right.
So my store is not run really at pipes and
No. This is kind of, they all know.
Yeah.
We come to the standard. We're trying to clean the place up and clean it up the way we want to, removing those items. 99.9% help. If you don't read
the papers.
rolling papers,
I'm sorry. My name is Simon Floyd. I'd like to speak to the board if I may. I run the store. I have 36 years of experience in retail, and I'm very passionate about what I do. The reason why we don't make a lot of calls to the police is because I demand respect in the store. I give it, I demand it. I have a very strong presence in there. They will tell you, if mom comes out there, if I come out there, they know to move. I don't play. If I say it one time, they know the second time I'm going to make a call. So I don't play. I also remind them that there are always things in place for a reason, for safety. If I manage the store and I love what I do, I don't care if I'm busy in the store. I will ask my customer to give me a second and go outside if I see them in my walkway. I do not allow them to sit in there. As unfortunate as it has been with the incident of the shooting, yes, the young lady died in the store, but that was something that transpired outside in the streets.
Across the street.
Outside the street. And I would really appreciate, because I'm so passionate about running the store and having that strong presence in the store. We had a conversation about, I don't know the people past. I don't want to know their past, what they do, what they're guilty of. But when they walk in the store, when they're on the property, I demand respect. If I come out there and say, you gotta go, you gotta go. I'm not gonna give you another reason why. If I hear something on the inside that means you're too loud, I'm coming outside. So at the end of the day, because my presence is strong, I feel like I'm a little passionate right now, because I'm justifying the fact that I am just as passionate about the business and keeping the nuisance down that you guys are. And I feel that this is a partnership that needs to be built, not to make it fail. And I'm going to be very honest with you. From the first time that me and you spoke, I was very defensive because how I was approached. At the end of the day, I want the same thing as you. And that's to be able to walk in and out, my grandkids walk in and out of the store without worrying something going to happen to them. So when I do hear something, I immediately respond to it. I don't care how many customers I have in line. They don't know. If I say, give me a minute, I'm going to walk over there. See, I can multitask. I won't speak for Sam, but I can multitask. And that's what I'm very passionate on. So at the end of the day, please check how many calls come from Tim Terrace about customers fighting or different things. Yes, something happened because, of course, as you say, Tim Terrace is no for it. But I will tell you, I demand respect and I give it. And I'm kind of, when I think of nuisance, I think of something that's causing a continuous problem. When I can know I take much passion in addressing whenever something happens, I addressed it. I'm in that store, I was not lighting it. Like today, I was there from 5 o'clock this morning till we left at 5:30 this afternoon. I have my phone, I have 16 cameras in the store. I can speak to you about anything with that store. I have 16 cameras, 4 on the outside, 4 behind my register, and the other rest is on the floor. I watch the cameras at home. I have it on my phone. I can rewind it. I can talk to them. I can tell them to move. I don't even have to do that. I call the store and say, go give so-and-so the phone right now. Move. Otherwise, you know, if I come in. So at the end of the day, I'm sorry for the passion I have, but I run that store. Yes, 10 Terrace is going to be 10 Terrace, whether we're there or not. Whether you put the Nuisance there or not, they're going to do what they do. But I could definitely tell you when it comes to 800 Northwest 10 Terrace, I run that. And I'm just asking for that to be observed, that I run that. And I'm willing to work and do what we have to do, but I take much pride in running that store. And I really feel the terminology that I'm accustomed to use as nuisance, I'm not seeing it, because what happened out in the streets, I can't control. I'm
You understand this is the drug, discontinuing drug dealing on the property.
I understand that.
That's what we're gonna keep up. That's we're here to.
Yes.
I understand.
Right. So let me finish this, and then like I said, you guys know I'm talking, we'll go back and forth. Like I said, some of this is basic stuff. So like I said, so we'll go in there. If some stuff like I'm not gonna take my hand pocket, you have some stuff there that can keep us not bringing, not crack pipes and all that stuff. I don't think we can deal with that. So the north side alley gate, we're made locked at all times.
All time. The garbage company
That's
has
the
to
ones with
the fence.
with the propane.
Yes,
Where
that's
my
correct.
purse sits at.
So the north side alley gate will remain locked at all times and only granted access by the store manager to be open. Access to the bays to the rear of the store will be only the east side out to 8th Street. That's on you if you want to keep that locked all the time.
So only the front I control, the back is
down.
Yeah.
Okay. So the only access to the back door will be the other alley out to 8th Street. Cars from the bays are not to be parked in the store south side customer parking lot. They're being parked there on your
what happened on the side of the store.
they're
They
parked on the south.
Yes.
So I'm gonna take a couple pictures if you go through.
Me and him gonna work it out and let them know what we need.
But you know, I don't mean, here's the thing. It doesn't look good for you guys when you have a bunch of broken down vehicles, no tags.
So,
all
yes,
sitting
yeah,
in those
yeah.
spots. Once again, the owner will remain will maintain all sides of the property free of trash. That's not a complaint of mine, it's just stuff. The front, you'll remove any large window signs or coolers and shelves blocking windows, and I don't think you have anything, so you're good on that. All right, here's the thing that I'm worried about, and just clean up the outside. Within 21 days to restripe all south side parking lot lines, so it actually looks like a parking lot again. And put some 15-minute parking signs up there. So just that whole south side, reline walkers. Do we show the pictures? Inside, I'm not worried about it, not really angry on the side. So all those, just restripe them so it looks like regular parking lots again. If it's a 15-minute parking sign, so you're not having people sit there.
No. The only parking the store has is in the front of it.
I'm getting rid of it. I'm gonna request to get rid of it.
No, what I'm saying, at the corner, they're not parking. It's just a walkway. That's
Corner.
where the black vehicle are right now.
That right there?
That's not a parking.
It's not even big enough parking spots without being.
It's not illegal, but it's still as a
That
parking.
little lot?
Yes.
So you don't own any parking out there? You're just a building?
The building, but you can just park. There's no like standard parking spot.
Okay. I'm suggesting that they put parking spots so people actually have places to park.
Can they do that by itself, or the city have to recommend that?
But it's not their,
Yeah,
they have no control over that.
It's not your property.
the city owns that all the way up to your building?
No, where you move the. Let me see back there. Black vehicle.
Up to where the water's coming? So you got a little bit of space at yours, no? The red line is your property.
Yes. You see where the vehicle park? At the back of the vehicle, that's the public road.
So that block is right here. The block with no tag.
Yes.
And Mercedes is right here, parked this
Yeah.
way. So it's just suggestions. Like I said, agree over them.
If they strike, will they give a problem or not?
The city,
That's
let me find out.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure not. The only reason is what I'm gonna reach for is in the front there where that Cadillac is.
Yes.
I'm suggesting you put. So the problem is a lot of people see that Cadillac is where this van is. They parked there, which is blocking the whole front of the store, and people. It makes it easy for people to congregate and sit there and hang out. Here. It's a common practice. So my suggestion, and I'll read off in a second, is 4 in brown. They're not expensive. No parking signs in here, so they can't. They can't park there, and they have to park right and make a legit looking parking spot and not park up front. Second is here. There's a handicap spot, and I ask you guys just to reline the handicap and bring it up to code, make it look like a real handicap spot. So you have handicap there. You have nobody here, and this will be totally clear. No cars that hang out. I've actually been there when cars were parked like over here, selling to people. So I'm trying to cut that out too now. I know you guys are gonna do your part, but not let people do it. But to keep it wide open and 4 small, just the metal ones putting around, no park. That's the derelict vehicle that was. So those vehicles are right here, right outside the gate. Your black gate's here. That one's right here.
Right. Black.
It's right here. Yeah.
Yes, that's the space in the back.
For your business.
Yes.
Yes. So we continue with this. Windows 20 restrict. So we have to go over that. But I'm saying restrict the south side parking spots and install 15-minute parking, so you're not having any mess. People can actually park there like normal customers and not take up the whole front end and block everything in.
Currently, they're gonna be taken care of.
Huh?
They're gonna be taken care of.
Okay.
These kind of signs.
I just said order will install 4 in-ground freestanding no parking signs along the front of the building, which is along 10 Terrace. Just like that. That's another business we have. We made them, but that's not there. Simple. They're not expensive. The one handicap spot will be restricted and brought to city code to the front of the business. The one handicap spot. That's for the main part. That's most of my suggestions. The owner will conduct property checks. No, not less than once a week. And email me updates. Update my email Joyce and myself. The property check pictures.
No problem.
I just gonna reiterate to you. Investigative cost amount is $2,024. 50% of this, and the investigative cost, which equals $1,247.02. This cost is to be paid prior to January's Abatement board meeting.
It should say October. Yeah, right.
I'm sorry, prior to the October's Abatement board meeting, which is October 10th. If no meeting occurs in October, then prior to the next schedule, which would be in November. The board will pay the remaining balance of the investigative cost if the owner complies with the board within the specified timeframes. If the owner fails to comply with the specified timeframes, the remaining 50% will be assessed. If any of the above-listed items are not complied with within the frame set forth, it could be $250 a day, not more than $250 a day. The owner will appear before the Nuisance Abatement board meeting October 10th. Nuisance Abatement board meeting for status hearing and all subsequent abatement boards, the duration of the jurisdiction, which that and I will be, whatever happens, you guys discuss everything. Next week I'll be by, go over what needs to be done. You always call me. And that's good for my recommendation. Questions? Comments?
Anything you guys want to say? No. I was going to suggest that we do the same things we did for previous case.
Move and then roll through one at a time.
Well, no, just change it to revise it the way we revised the other case. So the payment due in 60 days rather than 30 days, And the paraphernalia, not all of it, but some of it, the detective's gonna go, just like exactly the same thing as we did, revised the other ones. Otherwise, I move to,
Did you have anything else that you wanted to?
I'm gonna have to find out,
well, it's bringing them under jurisdiction, right? So,
well, how did they do it, then I'll put everybody to do it.
yeah,
Accepted this news.
okay. I make a motion to accept this in nuisance.
I second.
Okay. Or if you take a roll call, please. You left it 8:25.
And 26, actually.
Sorry.
I got it.
You was fast.
Mr. Kemper,
Yes.
Mr. Lindsay,
Yes.
and Mr. Chair Slotnick.
Yes.
So 3.
Okay, so the property, 800 North Fifth Terrace has been accepted by the Nuisance Abatement Board. Any further discussion?
And then we have to set, so now we have to vote for the, to accept the recommendation, right?
We make those 2.
With the, I move to accept, the recommendations as revised.
I second.
And the roll call, please.
Absolutely. You guys are fast, both 8:55. Mr. Kemper
Yes.
and Mr. Lindsay
Yes.
and Chair Slotnick.
Yes.
Okay, 3-0.
I love your passion.
Thanks.
I really do. It makes a big difference, and I think between the recommendations and your passion, this year will go right real quick.
That's why
You were here, huh?
I'm quitting. I told him I ain't working with him.
You were here for what I said to the other company. We're here to work with you to make it even better than it was. We're not here to lead you. We're not here to put you out of business. We want to make it A1 for you.
Sound like more responsibility that you just gave me.
It really wasn't.
Hey,
Start out after that.
They're really
Control. Thank you.
I'm just really trying to make light of the situation because I'm tired.
I promise you, like I promised the other business,
No, he didn't.
they are awesome to work with. They are here to help you. We are here to help you. Every month we will. We have 2 businesses that are in and out in 10 minutes, if even that long. We just go through how the progress is. And again, we're here to make this as painless as possible. We're here to work with you. We're not here to be against you. Again, they're great. They will answer whatever. We will do whatever. Things can be relaxed later on. The recommendations. Nothing's carved in stone saying this must be. We can go through the recommendations, and if it progresses great, it'll be great for everybody. I thank you for being here. Thank you for being understanding. Again, I love your passion.
I'm sorry we were late.
No.
Detracting.
Look, I was surprised they even still had one, but I was here at 6 o'clock because I work in the neighborhood, and it's just like, but it started really clearing out. But I don't know where everybody's coming from. I have friends that live further northwest, and they were like, it's a hurricane here.
Yes. So because of that, you got to stay here the whole time.
But I thank you again for being here, and we will see you on October 10th.
Thank you.
Before we leave, we have to go over
Yeah.
discussion about some other.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Don't worry. I know.
All right.
You gotta
See you.
keep us-
Bye. Good night.
You should get her a security shirt.
Oh, Mom.
George.
Yeah. Let's go.
Just left in. Yeah.
Meeting at the one of the left floor. I'll try to get you a picture of which entrance to use.
Okay.
And
Is it the one immediately next to the parking lot? Okay, yeah, because I scoped it out already.
so, there's a couple of
we're just having this little discussion about where we're meeting starting
So
next
what
month.
did you say it's next time is that 21? Okay.
To the towers. There's security going there, but he leaves at 7. So if you guys come after 7, you have to call me and I have to come down and leave it. And I have the key that will make the elevator work,
A card queue.
and then we'll also open the doors. You can't just open the doors.
That's the part.
It's not as hard as third floor. Comes late.
What are we 30? That's what.
I'll have to go down.
That's the one. Like man.
Find out there are meetings upstairs. So it's not great.
We can send out the minutes and whatever, make sure you specify, please be there by like 6:50.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't have to make 7,000 trips.
So we'll have it.
Why did it change? Why?
We'll have some
Yes.
but he talks so much. Huh?
No, but why are we changing it? What's the?
They're renting it.
That's right.
What?
They're renting.
Yeah, it works on.
This the?
No,
But on TV, it
it's to that building.
Oh, the building's right.
Not the whole thing, because it's,
that cool. It's really good.
but they're renting.
Yeah, but still, are we paying to use this?
I don't,
It's crazy. If you're a green one,
It's not, that's about for my grades.
they didn't pay for it.
Did you all receive your parking pass?
Yes.
Okay. Is your thing till 2025?
You need to double check, I believe so.
2025, I said, wait, I've got another year to go.
That's what, I mean, I,
Yeah.
But I believe mine's the same way.
Is there any other?
Wait, so you have another year and then
I'm done. I see your card.
Yeah.
Word. We turned out February term out March.
yeah. Wow.
So,
You know,
my wife.
you recruit some of your friends.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't have it.
Okay. Any other business?
More nuisance.
May I have a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
I second.
Okay. 9:01, meeting adjourned.
I've been watching it.
You guys.
Hey, one next time, the next month.